So the development of our journey with the Responsible Tax Project does to some extent mirror the debate that's been going on in public, because tax used to be a subject, and particularly things around ethics and tax and what the rights and wrongs of approaches to tax were things that tended to be debated amongst experts and a rather closed group of interested people. But obviously that's now not the case any longer. It's debated around every dinner table in the country. We've started our discussion largely, we started off almost completely with tax experts and business people. We've widened it out to include a much, much bigger range of stakeholders. And I think the time is definitely ready for us to take that even wider to reflect the public debate that's happening. Clearly, at the one end, we have cases of evasion which everybody agrees are wrong. At the other end, we've got cases where, for perfectly legitimate reasons, somebody has a bank account in Switzerland because they live there. And in the middle, we've had a whole range of tax planning, tax avoidance, some of which was probably at the aggressive end and may not pass muster in today's world, others which are absolutely legitimate and consistent with the intention of Parliament, such as the tax treatment of non-domicile individuals. Where one draws the line across all of that is, of course, the whole issue that we've been debating. And it's interesting that when you put that out into the public domain, we've been debating it in the context of large, sophisticated businesses. But you put that into the public context, and of course, it's relevant in everybody's lives in relation to how they pay their gardeners and what planning they do around their own savings and so on. The work we've done in KPMG was kicked off a long time ago because we've always known tax was a very significant issue in the way that civil society works, and we felt we had an important part to play in it. At the moment, of course, it's a big story. Why is it a big story? Well, it doesn't take Einstein to work it out. In a situation where lots of people are going through austerity, the issue of how much tax we pay and who pays it is bound to be a big issue. And of course that just gets heightened when in the UK and in lots of countries around Europe and even in the United States, we're approaching elections. I think the two big lessons from the process so far is, first of all, that if you get people in a room who apparently have very different views, you're bound to find that you won't agree on everything. But we have found that there are actually more points of agreement than one might have thought. And it's really then about how we talk about it and how we move that forward. I think the other thing I've learned is that this isn't a one-off conversation that we can have and find the ultimate solution to world life, world and everything. As things change, we need to have a forum in which we can continue to have these conversations.